I want to talk about something I've personally had to unlearn. Posting passive aggressive things online, especially about things that frustrate me in the beauty industry. I've never been the type to outright call out other professionals publicly, but I definitely used to vent about things I saw, whether it was through cryptic posts, indirect comments, or just talking about it with people in my personal life. And at the time, I didn't think much of it. I thought I was just expressing my thoughts or frustrations. But looking back, I realized how that kind of energy can come across in ways that I never intended. The problem with passive aggressive posts is that even when they aren't directed at someone specific, people will take them however they want. Clients, followers, and even peers in the industry can assume it's about them, even when it's not. And once something is out there, you can't control how people interpret it. The last thing I would ever want is for a client or another esthetician to feel like I was talking about them in a negative way when that was not the case. And I've seen this happen to other professionals too. I've had conversations with estheticians who have been on the receiving end of vague negative posts, and they start wondering, is that about me? Or they feel uncomfortable working with someone because of how they handle their frustrations online. The truth is, it's just not a good look, and it doesn't add anything positive to your brand or reputation. When people have an issue with you, it's often about them, not you. Something else I've learned is that when people have an issue with you, especially when it seems out of nowhere, most of the time, it has more to do with them than it does with you. A lot of negativity, gossip, or passive aggressive behavior comes from a place of jealousy or insecurity. And I say this from experience, both being on the receiving end of it and from moments in my life where I let my own insecurities make me bitter towards someone else. Jealousy is such a weird thing because people don't always recognize it in themselves. Instead of saying, I wish I had what they have, they tell themselves that person doesn't deserve what they have, or they must be doing something shady to be that successful. And that's when the subtle jabs, the cryptic posts, or unnecessary negativity start creeping in. I know that when someone is passive aggressive toward me, posts shady things, or seems to have an issue with me for literally no reason, it's usually not about me at all. And honestly, that realization has given me so much peace. Instead of taking it personally or feeling like I need to defend myself, I remind myself that their reaction is coming from their own place of insecurity or jealousy. That's their problem, not mine. I've had to take a step back and ask myself, what is my goal with this? What am I actually accomplishing by posting something cryptic or venting online? And the reality is, it wasn't helping me or anyone else. If anything, it was just putting out negative energy that didn't align with the kind of professional that I wanted to be. Now, that doesn't mean I don't still get frustrated. We all do. There will always be things in the industry that make me shake my head. I've learned that the way I choose to express those frustrations matters. Instead of posting something passive aggressive, I ask myself, one, is this necessary? Do I need to say this publicly, or is this just me venting? Two, will this actually help someone? Is there a way to turn this into an educational moment rather than a complaint? And three, could this be misinterpreted? Could someone take this the wrong way and assume it's about them? And most of the time, by the time I go through those questions, I realize it's just not worth posting at all. I've also learned that if something is really bothering me, there are better ways to address it. If I see misinformation, I can create an educational post about the right way to do something without making it about what someone else is doing wrong. If I need to vent, I can talk to a friend in private rather than putting it out for my entire audience to see. If I have a real issue with another professional, I can reach out directly instead of letting it fester in the form of passive aggressive posts. This shift in mindset has not only helped my business, but also peace of mind. Because the truth is, negativity, even when it's subtle, affects how people see you. If you constantly post things that feel shady, frustrated, or passive aggressive, people will start associating you with that energy. And I don't want my clients or industry peers to see me as someone who complains or throws shade. I want to be seen as someone who uplifts, educates, and leads by example. So if you've ever been guilty of posting cryptic or venting online, I get it, I've been there, but I challenge you to start thinking twice before you hit that post button. Ask yourself what your goal is and whether it's really worth it. Because the way that we show up online says a lot about us, and I'd rather be remembered for my kindness, professionalism, and leadership than for a few moments of frustration. And if you've ever been on the receiving end of a passive aggressive post, just know that you don't have to take on someone else's negativity. Keep doing your thing, keep growing, and focus on the energy you want to put out into the world. I also want to remind you that sometimes people won't like you simply because you're doing well. And that's okay. Some people will take your success personally as if it says something about what they haven't achieved. You can't control that, but you can control how you handle yourself, how you respond, and what kind of energy that you want to put into your business. At the end of the day, I want to build an industry where we support each other, where we educate instead of shame, and where we lead with positivity rather than pettiness. Because in the long run, that's what truly matters.